Gaffer, this might sound like a strange question, but what's the mood like in the camp this morning after Tuesday's excellent win?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, a win always helps, but you know the buzz has been around for a while now. The performances have been good. The buy-in from everyone is nice, and yeah, I'm really happy to see us get what we deserved on Tuesday night, which was a great victory, and our home victory. Fans loved it, and the players certainly did as well. So yeah, it's nice to have that, but. We've got to get back down to earth quick, and I'll make sure of that, because Crewe will be a tough test on Saturday, and I'll make sure that the next 2 days are working hard on what Crewe potentially could bring, and how we beat them, and that's the focus on the next 48 hours.
How difficult is that psychologically to get collectively everyone to refocus on the next game rather than thinking too much of the last one?
Yeah, I was probably. The experience I've had in my career has helped me a lot, you know, and I think the younger you are, the probably more hit the ground with a bang. Sometimes it happens, but it's my job to make sure that it doesn't happen to any of my players, you know. When I was a younger manager, it definitely happened to me, and you can get carried away with it, but you know, there's absolutely no way in the world that I'll let them rest on any laurels until you know, that final whistle in the final game goes. But we are ready for Crewe. That's what I'm saying. You know, we're in a good position, both mentally and physically. Some injuries returning, as we saw on Tuesday, and yeah, some squad selection headaches now, which is where I want it to be.
You mentioned Crewe, that always a threat in this division under Lee Bell. Always there or thereabouts, very streetwise. They know the level. What kind of fixture are you expecting? A similar one to midweek? Yeah,
you know, they're up there as well, as Chesterfield were. They've started the season well. They have some players in form. It will be another tough test for us, without a doubt. You know, known over their years for their playing football, style of football, popping the ball around. You know, a few managers have been quoted saying. When I analyse the games. You know, without giving anything away, I go into all sorts of detail and different things I look for. So yeah, we'll be ready, but it will be a tough test, as all League Two games are. You know, I think I'm hoping that we'll be as much a worry to every other opposition manager as I do my due diligence on them. And but yeah, it's the way I work, and yeah, we'll be ready for them. But it will be a tough test. They've got history now in 4 games of being a very good side in this league, and we've got to make sure that we're on our best.
Lovely. Gaffer, thanks ever so much. Ben, all yours.
Gareth, I think I saw a stat that they're the most fouled team, but also have dished out the most fouls. So it says, you know, a little bit about them, doesn't it? They're not just going to do the pretty stuff on the ball, they're going to do the dirty work too.
Yeah, and I think if you do look back at the career of old, it's almost like, you know, you're looking at my days at Wycombe and then judging Wycombe on being this up and at 'em last minute Akinfenwa get the ball forward team, and they've totally changed. And Crewe's history of total football and this academy that they brought through, they've changed a little bit as well, you know, over the years. And I think that you know, you can get sucked into sort of historically what a club is. I think Lee Bell's done a great job, really has, you know, and he's signed some very, very good players. They're going to be a test for us, without a doubt, you know, and at some stage, I keep saying it, you know, things aren't going to go brilliant. I'm hoping it's not this weekend, and I'll make sure that I put everything in place to stop that happening. But we'll see. The proof will be in the pudding at 4:45 on Saturday. But really looking forward to the game, and looking forward to seeing a couple of players I know in the opposition as well, know what they've got, know what they can do, but also I know what my boys can do, and they proved it on Tuesday.
Indeed, I think there were a few Gills fans that thought Tuesday might be the day that the unbeaten run came to an end, and in the end it was obviously a pretty emphatic answer to that. Did it even surprise you, perhaps, the way the team performed?
Not performed. The result probably was one I wouldn't have had in my head, you know. But the boys are well capable of that, you know. But the performance didn't surprise me, because I know what my boys can do. I really do, and I know what the club what the club is moving towards now. What kind of and the big test will be when things don't go so well. It will be. because everyone, it's so easy to just get behind a team when they're doing well. It's so easy just to play in a good team when they're doing well and smiles on your face and everything's rosy. My job is to find out where the potential banana skin is, where that are we papering any cracks over by results. But at the moment, I don't think so. I think the performances have justified it. Brilliant to take 4 chances, obviously 2 of them penalties, but they needed putting away. So performance didn't surprise me. No, I'm very performance process driven, and that was really good from the boys.
And it's a cliche to say, you know, it's a squad game and everyone needs to contribute, but at the moment, how pleased are you with the way that, you know, guys stepping in and doing jobs, guys that are coming in on debuts are scoring, and guys off the bench are doing their bit as well? Everyone really is kind of bringing each other up to their level, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what I say about this game. No longer is it an 11, you know, churning out the same 11 every week. Not many teams do that anymore. It is a squad game. It's totally a squad game. You can have too big a squad, and I think this club has been victim of that over the years. But with a smaller squad, with a tighter knit group, I think that everyone is smelling that first team, wants to be involved. I think the subs, not just Tuesday, in every single game we've played so far this season, they've made an impact, either scoring or creating chances, or showing games up. That they've all played a real big part. So yeah, we're really pleased with where we are as a squad, and for me, it's always going to be a squad game going forward.
And Gillingham often seem to kind of step their game up when it's, you know, a team doing well or a team at the top end of the table, and obviously that played out Tuesday, and Crewe going well as well. So yeah, another big occasion here at Priestfield, I guess. Yeah,
I wish I could just rely on what it looks like we do. We really have to work hard for this, and I think the mentality of some of the boys, we've talked about it today, even we've touched on a mentality and a type of person, and what type of person you are, and it's been great. It really has been, you know. So we're doing plenty of work behind the scenes. It's not just all on the pitch and the football that you'll see. There's a lot of work goes into it, and I'm hoping that the Gills fans see that togetherness, that feeling that I keep talking about. Not just, you know, we can put a goal in, or we can do this, or we do that. It's this feeling that you're thinking, you know what, there's something bigger than just the result here.
And in terms of adding to this group, is it going to be next week probably, or before Saturday?
Yeah, we're working hard. Yeah, behind the scenes, again, things move in the transfer window hourly at this stage of the season. You know, not daily, and you get all sorts of options thrown at you. People that you've wanted, they're waiting for options to come their way. This just the chaos of being a League Two team in a transfer window with everyone else, and that's what we're going to have to put up with. And not you'll be the first to know when we do sign anyone, but we have targets. We've gone for people. It's not like we haven't gone for people and not got them, or you know, people have gone elsewhere. It's hard, you know. What I will say is I know we're looking in the right ponds, because a lot of our players are highly thought of, doing well, and you know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but we'll bring the players that we feel is right for the squad in.
We previously said you might need an extra defender because of the long-term injury to Connor Masterson. Is that still the case, or is it with the guys filling in and doing their bit? Is that maybe not something you need to do? Yeah,
we'll look at it. You know, I just assume you probably meant talking about Robbie more than anyone there. He's been sensational at the back, and well, you know, one of the first renewal contracts last year I wanted to do, because he's just an amazing person, never mind player. What a person, firstly, but what a player as well, you know. Can almost play in any position, Robbie, and he's very reliable. But you know, you can't just keep shifting players around. You'll end up short somewhere, you know. So nice to plug the gaps with the right ones. But at the moment, Robbie McKenzie, I see him as that utility player anyway. Fantastic to have in a small squad, and I thought he was outstanding on Tuesday.
Just in terms of some of the guys that weren't in the group on Tuesday, Seb Palmer-Holden, how far away is he?
Yeah, not far at all. He's out on the training pitches, so again, we'll see him. You know, we probably sneaked Sam Bolks upon everyone on Tuesday, and people weren't ready for him being on the bench, but I thought he came on, did really well. Aaron Rowe has come back, and he looks very good, you know. Nelson, obviously, and Elliott had missed quite a bit of pre-season. They're back into it now, and so yeah, just really Seb and Ethan as the forwards and Shad and Connor as the two defenders injured. So we're very close to some returning. I think Connor's probably a little bit longer term. I don't want to put any pressure on Connor rushing back, so he's probably a little bit longer term. And I think people saw that in the game. No one around him, and he's gone down with a muscle injury there. That's it's a bit longer term than the others, but the other three are very, very close to consideration. If not for Saturday, Seb Palmer-Holding will be involved very soon.
Also, Shad's back training as well as.
Shad's out on the grass as well, which is great, But again, we won't rush anyone back. We're in a good place at the moment, and we're looking forward to what we can do.
Seb must be chomping at the bit to get a chance, having had a little taste in pre-season and then getting that injury just on the eve of the season.
Yeah, I think if people have seen him already in pre-season, they'll see that Seb will fit the bill of my type of player and the team that I want. He was signed because of all his attributes that fit the way I play, the way I do things, and I have to say that he was on the target list before I came. So, I was a definite advocate of get that boy in. He looks like he's well up for it. He's joining a good forward list now with Volksy and Nev and Marcus Wiley getting his first goal. So we're really happy where we are, but Seb's going to be a big player for us, yeah.
Cool. And lastly, on Saturday, I guess the standard's been set, hasn't it, in terms of Tuesday? I know you're not going to score 4 every game, but in terms of what you want from the boys, they've shown what they can do.
Yeah, the standard's been set on performance levels, but it was set at Tranmere, Accrington, last-minute equalisers, and Walsall. What a great performance that was, So I think the standard has been there. They just keep reaching it and probably outdoing it. So performance-wise is all I talk about. Like you say, we can't expect 4 goals every week. It'd be nice, but I can definitely expect the performance every week, and that's what I want to see from the boys.
Best of luck, Rick.
Cheers, thank you.
Any news on anybody possibly leaving?
No, there's nothing in the pipeline of anyone going. So again, these things happen in a second, in a flash, and it's nice to have the squad and nothing hanging over anyone at the moment.
What do you actually able to enjoy Tuesday night?
As a football manager, you do enjoy. I went over to Dobbo in the last minute, probably. I think it was 95 minutes, and we're 4-1 up, and I know there's only 96 minutes to play. And I actually said to Dobbo, I said, can we enjoy this moment? And he said, yeah, I've just turned around and said that to somebody on the bench. I said, let's just enjoy this 1 minute, because we don't get it often. But honestly, it's despair when you lose and relief when you win. So there's not a great deal of enjoyment, because you're back on the next game. And the moment you start resting on your laurels and thinking, aren't you great, it's the moment you get tripped up. So for the last knockings of injury time, I finally had a chance just to enjoy football. But honestly, it's a crazy job, this, and back on it now. So
I know you said back in the last season we're going to learn the words of the last waltz. Have you done it yet?
I have. I found out who the song was and who released it, and it goes into the Hey Jude bit and all that. So I'm getting very au fait with that song, and I'm usually concentrating on either the opposition, looking at their lineup, or the players in the huddle and trying to G them up. But definitely, I'm singing along to the odd line now. So I'm not releasing it yet. We're not going to play it in the band, but I'm definitely joining in with the fans at times. They've been brilliant.
You touched on the Crewe Academy earlier on, talking to Ben.
Yeah.
Growing up in the Northwest, how big was that?
Yeah, it was huge. A lot of players coming through. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think Seth Johnson and Danny Murphy and people like that coming through. Robbie Savage, I think, was even there at some stage. So there's a lot of really, really top players come through from there, and it was a thing back in the day that they were a very pure side, pure footballing side, and I think that's stuck with them a little bit, and I think they've tried to continue that, and you've got to give Crewe credit, for never really straying too much from their style. But we're in League Two, and sometimes it takes more than just the pure football to win games, and Lee Bell will be well aware of that, and watching them, you can probably get sucked into thinking, it's Crewe Alexandra, they're going to play a total pure game. It doesn't happen as much as people will think. You know, there's some good footballing sides around, and obviously Man City brought in the template of the Pep style, you know, and a lot of people try and aim like that. But you know, I think as managers we have to cut our cloth accordingly with what we've got and how to play the best. I think as managers, our job is how to win a game with what you have. I think that's a very different job to being able to pay for the best players to play the way you want. It's two totally different things, and I think as a lower league manager you definitely have to be in that first category and be able to adapt to suit your players that you have.
You've always said you enjoy having a big number 9. I think you must have so pleased for Josh Gills, mate.
Yeah, you know, I'm known for that, and I think that some people would look at that and think, oh no, that's not me. I don't want to be known as that big man management. I am. I've had Akinfenwa for years. I thought it was sensational. You know, struggled at QPR a little bit with a big man, you know, because when some financial difficulty there, you know, being able to get somebody in, and then obviously Shrewsbury, again, very similar circumstances, you know, before a takeover could come in at Shrewsbury, there was nothing really we could go out and get a big man. John Marquis, who's quite an imposing figure up there, but not really the big man. So to come in and see Josh Andrews and then think, wow, this boy could be something special, and then be told that, you know, he struggled a bit for injuries and game time, and you know, it just needs this and needs that, and I'm like, right, got to give real credit to my medical team and my sports science team for getting him up to the speed, getting him up to the standard where I can then work at him and go, Josh, I want you to be this, I want you to enjoy being this. I hope people see him just as a big man, because there's so much more to his game. He's got great feet, he's very, very quick, but as a big man, he's very difficult to handle as well, you know. He does remind me back in the day of some of the big ones I've had, and then when Sam Volks is coming on, when Josh gets tired, and you know, probably keeping the level exactly the same at where it was, that's what you want from your subs, and I think Sam's going to be a great mentor for Josh. But Josh has been superb for me so far this season. Really, really pleased with him, and I'm sure his smile on his face is a big, genuine smile because he's really enjoying his football again.
I was going to ask you about Sam's involvement, because obviously he's got the experience.
Yeah.
To come in and almost mentor a player like Josh, it must be was that one of the reasons he signed?
Yeah, you know, but I'll be totally honest with you, you know, I bring in Sam Volks in because he's a hell of a player. He's a good striker, he's a big man, he knows where the goal is. You know, he's not going to start every single game, we know that, you know, he's coming to the twilight of his career now, but some things sometimes just fall into place, and Josh being fit at the right time and coming through pre-season, we didn't know, you know, how far to push him. But certainly he's pushing himself as far as he can now, and have someone like Sam in the room to go through his clips, to watch his clips with him, to tell him how good he is or what he could have done better. Not just on Josh, I saw him sat down with Romeo Hutton at half-time, Sam Volks, that's our right back. You know, so he's just a huge addition to the squad. But for someone like Josh to aspire to have a career like Sam Volks, I think would be nice, and Sam is the most humble guy you could meet, honestly, for someone who's achieved so much in the game. Just a real gent, humble guy. Yeah, really, really lucky to have him here, and but again, really lucky to have Josh here and fit and doing so well. So really pleased for both of them here.
Just a bit of housekeeping. Did everybody come through Tuesday okay?
Yeah, we all come through okay. You know, it was a high, intense game. You know, outputs and sprints and closing and pressures. They were excellent, and I think again, testament to where they are fitness-wise. Got to give credit to all my staff and everyone who keeps the players going for me, because they certainly delivered on that side.
Thank you. Best luck to you, Saturday.
Cheers, thank you.